Hello, fellow lovers. Mike's Greenhouse here. So, firstly, I'd like to apologize for not doing any lives for quite a while. I just haven't had much to talk about. Hopefully, today I'll be able to sort of cover things that I haven't been talking about lately. I've been quite busy with the chickens, and other than that, there's been no new things in the greenhouse. But like I said, a lot's changed now, so hopefully I'll be able to talk to you a bit more about what I've been up to. So I'm just gonna try and figure out the light for here a minute. I don't know if that's better or worse. I'll try opening this one. Turn this light on. There we go. So I've got one person here. Hello. Thank you for coming along. Bombs to Bushels. Hi. I saw your video a while ago with the Marmite challenge. Very entertaining. Thank you for the like. I'm just trying to work out the light here a minute. Oh, no. I'll just go with this. How I started. There we go. Hello, Monty. How are you? Thanks for coming along. Tea going everywhere. The Vegemite, yes. I recommend Bovril, definitely. Tea going everywhere. I knocked my mug a minute ago as I sat down. Well, actually, I knocked the... There we go. So, how is everybody? What have you all been up to lately? I've just had to go at my own take on a three-sister garden bed thing. So... basically, I planted 2 courgettes, some tomatoes. Sorry. Some tomatoes and peas in a container, and just using some old compost I had lying around, and I've added some other things into it. Battling the triple-digit heat. Whoa. Container. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about any connection issues. And if I am buffering, please let me know. There we go. I think it's back now. Okay. So yeah, any technical difficulties like that again, feel free to let me know. I'd really appreciate it. So we got 2 people here, 3 likes. I've just been talking to Jim Bob from Jim Bob's Greenhouse Adventures, and we've been talking about perhaps eventually doing a collab stream again, but we'll be using Google Hangouts. No, it came up on my side as well, Bombs to Bushels, that it was lagging, so sorry about that. The connection isn't the greatest in my room. I'll turn my phone off, that'll probably help. Okay. I was just watching some of the live streams I did with Jim Bob while I was in the greenhouse, and I realized how many connection difficulties there actually were in the stream. which I was unaware of. Well, we were unaware of when we were doing it. I know there are a few mic glitches which we were unaware of. And me and Sonny keep making jokes about it even now. I'll see if I can get Jim Bob on. I'll message him. All right, there we go. I've sent him a message. Hopefully he'll come on, because he's getting quite close to 100 subscribers. I'm not sure how close he is. Has the chat stopped? Can you still hear me? Yeah, I'm a few videos behind on quite a few people myself. I've just been busy with other things, and then you don't have enough time to catch up once you've fallen behind. You've got to sort of grind it out in the evenings then. Okay, good. Cheers. I just wasn't too sure if the chat was behind or not. How's the sound as well? Is it coming across okay, or is it quite quiet? Only because I'm not using a proper mic. All right, cheers. Okay, good. So I've just harvested some potatoes as well, and I got just over 1.5 kilos of potatoes. I got a video of it. Don't know when it will be up because I'm really behind on videos. I think I've got 4 or 5 videos to upload. I just haven't had the time to upload them. So I've been making lots of videos, just haven't been getting around to uploading them. But my family garden recommended doing a premiere thing with the videos, so I'll be giving that a go soon, and then I should be able to get the videos up even if I'm busy at the time. So how's your garden then, Bombs to Bushels? So Bombs to Bushels Homestead saying they have a single potato plant in the corner of their garden. Should check it today. It's been hiding behind some corn. How long have you had it in there? Because I had mine in just before Christmas, and they were all, well, I had 3 or 4 quite large potatoes, and the rest were all salad potatoes. But obviously you've got better temperatures over there, so yours are probably going to be a lot larger than mine. So Monty from My Family Garden also sent me some seeds in the post. And again, I've recorded the video of me sowing them, but haven't got around to uploading it. But because it's not up yet, I would just like to say a huge thank you to My Family Garden for sending the seeds. I know there's only one person in here currently, but I would just like to say a huge thank you anyway. And I'll see if Sunny has replied to my message. So Bombs to Bushels Homestead saying they're not sure how long it's been there. Noticed it in February, they think. It's a volunteer from when you had the chickens in that area and fed them scraps. Yeah, I did the similar sort of thing actually. I was putting kitchen scraps and waste into the soil when I was preparing it earlier in the year, and it was a couple foot underneath. But obviously, one must have got mist or something and just covered by a bit of earth, but it wasn't actually under the soil. And I found I had a load of potatoes coming up by complete accident. So I took that and put it in a pot. It's somewhere outside now. I don't know. I don't think it has any potatoes currently. It's still quite small, and the caterpillars have been demolishing it. There we go. So we got 3 people back in here again. Hello, everybody. So 3 people here, 3 likes. We've been going for about 11 minutes. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Thanks for coming along. I was just saying how my family garden sent me some seeds in the post, and I've recorded the video of me sowing them, but I'm really behind on videos, so it won't be up for a little while. So I was just basically thanking Monty in the live, just just so that he knows I'm not ignoring him, and to acknowledge the fact that they have arrived. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Andrew. So we got people dropping in and out, which is fine. So Bombs to Bosch's homestead saying ants have been his problem. Just noticed this week that they've been destroying the ends of their cucumber plants. Oh no, not good. Yeah, I've not been brave enough to try cucumbers or anything yet. I think I'll wait till I've got my polytunnel up so I can stick quite a few in there, and then if I have a few failures, it doesn't really matter because currently there's no room in my greenhouse. So I'll just be waiting until the polytunnel's up before I do anything like that. However, my courgettes that I've got indoors have been doing really well. I harvested my first 2 courgettes from it a few days ago. And again, that's in a video, just hasn't been put up yet. And I also, well, I've got another 2 which are ready for me to harvest now, really. We just don't need them currently, so they'll just have to, grow for a bit until we need them, basically. But they've been doing really well, along with all my other plants. And I've been harvesting a few onions already. They're relatively small still. However, I did a method from a YouTube video I saw a little while ago where he planted loads of onions really close together. And then as they grew, the larger ones he then picked out and then, dried them to eat. And then the smaller ones eventually got bigger. And by the time we'd finished all the first lot of the larger ones, all the smaller ones were big enough to be harvested as well. So I thought I'd give it a go. And today, actually, I've been harvesting. I think I've harvested about 10 or so today. And I think that's all I'll harvest for now, because I had a few in the greenhouse and I've decided I just took them out anyway. So some were relatively small, others were a bit larger. However, I just sort of needed to take them out of the greenhouse because it was getting a bit crowded in there. And then while I was at it, I took a few from outside. So I planted the ones outside a few days after I planted the ones in the greenhouse. However, I found that the ones outside have done a lot better. So that was kind of my experiment to see which ones would do better. And I'm not surprised that the ones outside have done better. So I think I'll stick to that method now in the future. Show Hackerman, hello. Thanks for coming along. How are you? So Bombs to Bushel's homestead saying that's what he's been doing with his Parisian carrots. I harvested a few carrots as well yesterday, just as little baby carrots. Pretty much the same thing that I've been doing with the onions, really, just trying it out. Yeah, hi Billy. Thanks for coming along. I thought I hadn't done a live stream in a while, so I'd make up for it today and do a bit of a live stream. Don't know how long we'll go on for. I suppose till I run out of things to say. So, Billy, does anybody in your family do any gardening at all? Or do you keep chickens or anything? Getting a bit stuffy in here. I'm going to open a window. Yeah. So we've got 4 people in here and 4 likes, which is good. Seeing as I didn't actually announce this at all, and I wasn't even planning to do it until about 20 minutes ago. So, oh no, Bumster Bushels. So he had a hen die unexpectedly yesterday. That's a shame. Do you know how at all? It's always really sad when you lose a hen. I know I had some hens a few years ago, and we had a rat problem. You see, so my sister had some ferrets, so she let them go in and chase all the rats out, and the ferrets had never escaped before. And to escape, they had to climb about a meter or so, or more like 1.5 meters, to actually get out of where they were being kept. And they'd never done it before, but they decided that's what they were going to do. So one of them escaped, and in the middle of the day, while I was at school, killed all of my bantams. And I think at the time I had 5 or 6 bantams and a cockerel, which was also a bantam. Killed them all. However, after it killed them, it turns out and it was really lucky, actually. The wind had been blowing in just the right direction, because I kept rabbits at the time as well. And there was a hole at the other end of the chicken pen, and our dog Peter kept sniffing around that area. So we decided to have a look, and there were loads of little rabbits in it. So we were really lucky that the ferret didn't smell them as well. They were obviously downwind, so the ferret didn't know they were there. So Bumster Bushel saying they had her separated from the main flock while she raised her chicks. It was about time to reintegrate her with the flock, so they put her back with the others. Didn't seem to be an issue, so they went to the grocery shopping. Went grocery shopping, and they came back and she was dead. Did you introduce them in the day then? Thank you, David Carlisle. Really appreciate it. Because I know the best way to reintegrate hens, or integrate hens into new flocks, is to introduce them in the middle of the night when they're all sleeping, and then when they wake up and they all smell like each other. Yeah. But we were just so lucky that the rabbits had survived. But it was a shame, because one of the rabbits, there was one brown rabbit out of the whole lot, and that was the one I was going to keep, and I was going to sell all the others. But unfortunately, we went on a trip somewhere in the day. It was in summer holidays. No, it couldn't have been. It was at the beginning of the weekend, I think. And I came home, and it had bloated and died, unfortunately. So I decided to keep another one, which I didn't realize at the time. I knew it looked similar to the mother, but as that one grew up, you couldn't tell the difference between the mother and the daughter, because they looked exactly the same, because they had a white spot on their back and it was in the exact same spot. So after that, we didn't know which one was which. And that's kind of what put me off keeping chickens for quite a while, really, is because I lost all the chickens. So that was that. And then I got some battery hens a few years ago. That was when I first got them back from losing them the first time. But the fox got those because they were Rhode Island Reds, and they would jump out of the pen very easily. In fact, fly out of the pen. So they'd fly out, and then they couldn't get back in, or they'd be out there and the fox would just get them. So slowly but surely they were all picked off by the fox, which was a shame because we rescued them. Like I said, they were ex-battery hens from the British Hen Welfare Trust. They had, I think, 200 or so of these hens at our shop. We were helping them rehome all of these hens. In fact, I think I've still got a T-shirt somewhere for when I was helping out with them. So Bombs to Bushels is saying he put them in during the day. They watched them for a while, but no one seemed upset. It was well over 100 degrees yesterday, though, so it could have just been the stress and the heat. Yeah, I've introduced again. I've recorded, but I haven't actually uploaded yet. But I've put some courgettes into the chicken pen, and currently only one of them's left, which is fine. I expected the hens to eat them away, but I'm hoping that they leave that one because it will make nice shade for them. So Andrew Fishman's saying foxes are always his problem, his mother too. Seems no way to actually keep those things out forever. Yeah, they always find a way, whether they wait for the hen to escape or they just find a way in, which is why I never used to do this, to be fair, until I lost the first Rhode Island Red ex-battery hen. I never used to shut them away. So after that, I was shutting them away. But even then, if they escape, the fox can still get them in the day. And even if they're in the pen, the fox can still get them in the day. So there's only so much that shutting them away really does. So what I tend to do now is bring both the dogs up there with me in the morning before they've gone out at all. So then they can sort of spread their scent up there a bit and, go to the toilet up there in the hopes that it will deter the foxes. So Bombs to Bushels Homestead is saying coyotes are a huge problem in the city where he lives. But amazingly, they haven't had them on the street. That's good. That's lucky. I can imagine they would be a very big problem. Yeah, so Andrew Fishman saying you let them out for a scratch and turn around to see a fox disappearing with a chicken in its mouth. It is, well, it's horrible when you lose a hen like that. My sister's been keeping chickens as well, and I was looking after them for her while she was at Royal Cornwall Show, which is basically just a really big farming show with all sorts of other things there as well. And while she was there, obviously I had to go to school still, so I was back here. So I was just looking after the chickens for her, and they were fine the whole time I had them here. I was looking after them. I shut them away that night. I let them out in the morning, and she came back that day, and one of the hens was missing, and she couldn't find it. Well, obviously then I had the blame for that at first, but then she found it later on. It was just in the hedge, but to be honest, we had thought it had been taken because when she first got them, one of the hens was dragged underneath their house and killed. We didn't really know what it was at the time, but fast forwarding to a couple of weeks ago, she saw the grass rustling out there. She put the hens away, well, just put them away. She saw the grass rustling and heard it rustling, so she went over there and something ran away. But it seemed to have been gnawing on one of the dog's bones. So it was very lucky. It's a good habit to put your hens away at night because more stuff comes out at night, obviously, more nocturnal hunters, and they will just pick your chickens off one by one, or as a fox would do, kill them all at once and only eat one. So Bombs to Bushels Homestead saying you'd think your presence is good enough to keep a fox away, but they'll stalk and wait for that one moment you're looking away. Yeah, definitely. And that's the issue. You see, they wait. They're not stupid. Andrew, are you talking to me about weasels and stoats? We think it was a stoat that dragged it under. but we don't know. Yeah. Andrew Fishman saying bombs to Bushels that foxes are fearless, they're patient, and they are cunning. Definitely, that is a very accurate description. So we've got 3 people here, 5 likes. I'm going for 25 minutes now. I ran out of tea, unfortunately. That's the issue, because they're so cunning, and they will wait. They'll just. So I always sort of do a bit of a search around the compound when I shut them away at night, because, well, they could be there waiting for me to let them out in the morning and then pick them off then. So, if you can scare them away at night, and then hopefully they sort of don't come back, which is why I bring the dogs with me, because then if there is a fox there, the dogs will scare the fox off and chase it, and it's less likely to come back straight away. So Andrew Fishman saying, he was talking to me about the stoats. He'd love to see some of the creatures like badgers and stoats and stuff. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately, unless I set up a wildlife camera. But to be fair, we'd prefer it if we didn't get them, But I understand where you're coming from as well. But I suppose they're not as bad as coyotes and things like that. So what sort of predators do you deal with then, Andrew Fishman and Bombs to Bushels? Because am I right in saying that you were in Australia, Andrew? Correct me if I'm wrong. I was hoping Jim Bob would come on here, because I'll just check his numbers, but I'm pretty sure he's quite close to 100. Jim Bob, if you are here, message me, type in the chat. We'll see. My channel's telling me I'm live. That's helpful. All right, let's see. Right, David. Yeah, we were just talking about foxes, really, and other predators. So Bombs to Bushels Homestead is saying on his street, which seems to be the exception to the rule, he only deals with cats and owls. Well, that's good. I deal with a lot of cats as well. We've got my cat, Scruff. She is the most likely to kill one, because she's the most agile out of them all. But then the other one that would be likely to do it would be Lacey, my sister's cat. Well, was my sister's cat, but she sort of left my sister's and moved in with my gran. She's not much of a threat because she's really fat, like really, really fat, to the point that she can't really jump. However, it is still a possibility that she could get in there, and she would be, if she could get in there, she'd be the one to kill them all, because she's really aggressive. So Andrew Fishman saying foxes, feral cats, dogs, snakes, eagles. Snakes, though, are a mixed blessing in a chicken yard. They eat the rats and mice attracted to the feed, and they are the occasional. Oh, and they take the occasional chicken. I see where in Australia. That's good. I was following a YouTube channel a little while ago, and they were saying how they dealt with all sorts of predators in, I think it was in Australia. Yeah, in Australia. And he had a big fence set up, and there was something that kept taking his chickens every night, and he was slowly losing them over time. So he put a piece of chicken there to try and catch whatever it was, and set a camera up, and he tried to find what it was for ages, but he couldn't catch it. So in the end, he just moved the chickens into a more secure pen. But even then, the worry is they could still just get in eventually. Right, let's see what Jim Bob's numbers are, his channel. Will it tell me? Oh, don't be awkward. Okay, view channel. So he's on 82 subscribers. So I'm going to be doing a scheduled live in a few days, hopefully with Jim Bob. It'll probably be Thursday, but it might not be. It could be tomorrow, but it will most likely be Thursday, and I'm hoping then that I'll be able to try and get him a bit closer to 100. So Bombster Bushels is saying his friends have issues with coyotes, mountain lions, snakes, bears, wolves, hawks, and bobcats. David Carlisle is saying his son has a fox in his residential neighborhood, and it eats the local rabbits. Yeah, he is almost there, Bombster Bushels. It'd be nice if I could, well, not necessarily me, but it would be nice if we could get Jim Bob to 100. So I'll probably do a bit of a shout out video for him as well soon, because, well, it's nice to support other channels. Andrew Fishman saying, and people think Australia is dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a lot to deal with. All of those predators. We're quite lucky in a way in the UK. We've just got to deal with foxes, really. They're the main ones, and buzzards. And obviously, with having the bantams, buzzards are more of a threat than they'd normally be, which is why I was glad to get a cockerel. Even though he is a wimp, he does make a lot of noise. So I'm hoping that will scare away any predators as well, help to scare away any predators. But the actual chicken pen is made up a load of renter fence for the walls. So, nothing can jump it apart from, the cats and all. They could probably, climb a tree and get up there that way. But other than that, nothing can really get into the pen unless they can dig underneath the renter fence or dig underneath the door. And that's the main bit, is the door going into the actual pen. They could probably, Poppy's tried to do it as well, my dog. She'll try and dig underneath. So it is a possibility that she would start digging, and then a fox would realise, and that's that then. That's my chicken's gone. So I haven't got any more people in for a while. I'll message Jim Bob again and see if I can get him on. Just so I can sort of talk with him about our plans for a live stream. So we'd probably be using Google Hangouts. So between now and then, we'll be working out how to use Google Hangouts, because currently we have no clue. All right. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get his, get him to come on, which is a shame. But there haven't been many people on here today, obviously, because it's not the greatest time to do it. So Bombster Bushels is saying that bears aren't very big. He's just the opposite. Take big and scary over hidden and venomous. Yeah. That is the thing, I suppose. Yeah, at least if it's big, you can see it. But little hidden things like snakes and stuff that get around. I personally don't deal with them. However, I've watched enough videos of people in Australia and America who do have to deal with them to know that they can be a real big problem. Yeah, there we go. So Bombs to Bushell's Homestead is saying at least the rattlesnakes let you know where they are when you get too close. Yeah, I suppose that is quite handy. That's the thing. I wouldn't know how to deal with snakes, obviously, because we don't really get them in the UK. Well, not the bad ones anyway. So I wouldn't even know how you stop a snake getting in, because surely they can fit through pretty much anything. Bombs to Bushell's Homestead is saying he's surprised they don't actually get scorpions in his yard. Well, that's good. I can't imagine scorpions would be too fun either. Andrew Fishman's saying they get a couple types of scorpions where he is. So I'll just see if anybody else is live, and then I'll sort of, I suppose, do a raid on them. Because there isn't an awful lot to talk about today, because I'm saving a lot of stuff for when me and Jim Bob do a live again. We'll just see if anybody is live. Oh no, so nobody else is live. I'll stay on for a minute or two then. I suppose I could show you these actually. Oh no, better not actually. They're still a bit wet from when I watered them. These are alright though. So these are the Albizia seeds I sowed in a previous live stream. Only 2 of them germinated, and I sowed quite a lot. However, the 2 that have germinated are doing really well. And I put some root stuff in, and I think it's helped them a lot, because they've got a lot better roots than a normal seedling of this size would have. So they look a little bit like Mimosa pudica or sensitive plants, and they act similarly, that they fold up at night, but you can touch them and they won't fold up. So they only fold up at night. Is Jim Bob here? Hi, Jim Bob. Thanks for joining us. I was just saying it would be good if we could get you on, and here you are. So remember to hit the like on your way in or on your way out, it doesn't matter. Jim Bob, we were just saying perhaps me and you do a live stream, on Thursday or tomorrow, whenever, doesn't really matter. And we could try and use Google Hangouts. I'll just let everybody say hello. So what's everybody been up to lately? Because I know Jim Bob's been quite busy. I've been quite busy. But how about everybody else? Anything interesting? Also, another thing I was going to talk about is uploads. What do you all prefer? Do you prefer me to upload short videos frequently, or a longer video maybe once or so, or maybe once a week or once a fortnight? What would you all prefer? They're not sensitive plants, Jim Bob. They are Albizia or Albizia. They look just like a sensitive plant. They fold up at night, but they aren't sensitive plants. I do have some seeds, which I'll be sowing. Well, perhaps I can sow them today. However, those are not sensitive plants. They're just pretty much a Mimosa pudica mimic. But they aren't actually the real thing. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Andrew. Silk plants. Is that for the Albizia or for sensitive plants or Mimosa pudica? Like, are you feeling better now, Andrew? That's good. Another thing I've done today actually is the 2 red containers that I got as freebies a little while ago. I've finally planted all the strawberries in there. So all the ones in the greenhouse I've dug up and planted, and all of the new ones that I bought have been planted. I think I've got one now that I forgot about, which was outside. It was one of the only strawberries I actually got from the 36 strawberries that I bought from whoever I bought them from. I can't remember. It wasn't Jersey Plants. It was Jim Bob. Where did we get the strawberries from? I can't remember. J Parker's. That's it. J Parker's. So mimosa, this is what Andrew Fishman was saying. Mimosa sensitive plants tend to be a creeping woody stem, ground cover with lots of small spines. Yeah, J Parker's. So I managed to get like 3, I think. So I'm never, ever. Jim Bob's did amazing. That's the thing. Pretty much all of his took, and 3 or 4 of mine took. So, and I'm annoyed about that as well, because Jim Bob didn't have any pots, so he had them just sat in his greenhouse and water for quite a while. And we were both worried that they were sort of fading a little bit. But they all did fine. Whereas mine, I sat them in water for 24 hours, like it said, potted them up the next day into the best potting media for the strawberries that I knew about and know about now even. But they just didn't take. Your magic touch, Jim. Yeah, must be. Maybe if you'd planted mine for me, Jim, they would have all took. Because the raspberry canes as well, they quite a lot of those took, and now they've all gone. So I don't know what happened with those. Perhaps they didn't like the soil they were in. I really don't know. But I might give them another go next year or this year. As soon as I've got a bit more room in the greenhouse, I'll maybe give the raspberries another go, because they did take, but then they didn't, basically. But I've not given up on them. I've kept the strawberries and the raspberries in the hopes that maybe they will still come back, but I doubt the strawberries will now, to be fair. And same with the raspberry canes. I think they've sort of packed up. I don't know about strawberry plug plants because they're stupidly difficult to germinate. I've bought two packets of strawberry seed. None of them have germinated, and I've done them exactly how the packet of seed said. My mum's even tried doing them, and again they just didn't take. And the lady I do some work for in her polytunnel, she has sown a few packets of seeds as well, and I think she got 1 out of 3 packets of seeds. So I don't know if companies would sell them, Jim Bob, because to be honest, I don't know if they can get them to germinate. I think I'm just going to stick to taking them from runners, and I've got loads of runners as well today. I'm just letting them grow on a little bit before I do anything with them. Ah, acidic soil. That might be where I've gone wrong then. So I'll be redoing that then this evening because I just put them into multi-purpose. So I'll stick them into ericaceous with a bit of multi-purpose mixed in, and maybe they'll take. Well, Jim, you say that. I had them in my conservatory, which, as you know, heats up in propagators. They didn't take, so I thought, okay, maybe it's too hot. So I had them in my bedroom in a propagator, still didn't do anything. And Yvonne had them in her polytunnel, and again, they just did not take. So I really don't know, to be honest with you. Do they need as much acidity as camellias would need? Are they just slightly acidic, or do they like quite a lot of acidity? Ah, a bottom heat source. Okay. Well, I don't think I have any more strawberry seeds. I think I got rid of them all or used them up. But if I have any, I can sow those because I have got a heat mat which I use for the cactus, which brought them along really well. And now I've taken them off. They've slowed down a little bit. However, they're doing much better now. I still haven't been able to get one of the packets to germinate though, so I've let it dry out and I've just introduced more water to it. So I'm hoping that something will happen with it now. Okay, thank you. I'll see if I can get it to work. How is the best way to add acidity to soil that you've already got? Because I've already got some planted in containers that haven't really got any acidity. What's the best way to add acidity to it other than rainwater? So yeah, I didn't know about calcium as well. Andrew Fishman's saying they can deal with quite a lot of acidity. They do not like alkaline, no shell grit or calcium, plenty of manure and organic matter. But Mr. Buttles Homestead is saying he didn't know about the calcium. He actually just threw some across the plants. Could be why they suddenly don't look as healthy. Andrew Fishman saying peat or sphagnum moss will bring the pH down with tannic acid. Watering with a tea solution can also help. When people say a tea solution, do you literally mean tea? Or is it a mixture of rotted down materials? And also, if it is a mixture, how would I make a tea solution? Unless it is literally just tea. Okay, thank you, Andrew Fishman. So he's saying he actually does mean tea in this case. I'm going to try that. I'll have to try not to drink the tea myself, though. Just make a weak tea. It is anic acid strong. Okay, so tannic acid. Okay, so very weak tea. Shall I literally just put like a tea bag or two in a watering can, so leave it like that? Would that be, would that be enough for them? So Andrew is basically the king of strawberries. He knows everything about them, which is useful. We have to make a video on it, Andrew, about how to look after strawberries, because you know a lot more than I do. Well, a lot more than quite a lot of us knew, I think. You've just taught us all a little bit. Yeah, well, I've got extra strong tea bags, you see, Jim Bob, because I like very strong tea. So I'll just use a couple extra strong tea bags and hopefully. Oh, here we go. So Jim Bob. Yeah, so Andrew Fishman saying to Jim Bob, acid is lower pH, alkaline is higher. pH scale starts at 7. Below 7 is acid, above 7 base. Yeah, so alkaline, I think am I right in saying it goes up to 14 or 15? Anything below 7 is acidic. 7 itself, am I right in saying, is that like neutral? And then above is alkaline. I could be wrong, but yeah, me too, Bombs Tomatoes. I thought you meant a compost tea as well. Which is another thing actually I've been thinking of doing. So I might as well ask you all here now, seeing as I've got the expert gardeners with me. I'm worried about getting rats if I do compost. And I'm not really going to bother making a big or buying a big composter. So if I were to make just a wire frame, obviously with a wooden frame and then wire around it, would rats be attracted to the compost, or is it certain things you add that attracts rats? Because I don't like rats at all. But then again, who really does? But I'm quite afraid of them, to be honest with you. And if I can avoid them, I certainly will. So Andrew Fishman saying compost tea is great, but can have little actual effect on the pH. So to lower the pH slightly and gently, tea is good. Do not add meat. Okay, so meat is the thing that attracts them. So as long as I add, if I add like vegetable scraps and stuff, would that attract anything, or would I be able to get away with that? Because I'd like to start making my own compost. However, not if it's going to attract rodents. The trouble is with pellets, Jim Bob. I've got cats and dogs who are going to be running around that area, so I want to try and avoid poisons if I can. because I don't even want to go into, that. But, with pets and stuff running around, it's just not good idea to have poisons down. Okay. But if I were to just add garden clippings, leaves, vegetables, stuff like that, would that rot down and I wouldn't get rats, or am I still likely to get rats? Because the way I look at it, surely, no matter what it is, the rat's just going to go after the vegetable, surely. And Jimbo, I think the best rat repellent really is dogs, but even then, and lots of noise, but even then, I just don't want to run in the risk of getting rats. I have got a book, actually. I'll see what the book says. But I think it says how to make compost, but very briefly. So how? Good book. See if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it is actually saying that I can add fruit and vegetables, coffee grounds, cut flowers, grass clippings, tea leaves and tea bags, eggshells and all, straw, paper, vacuum cleaner, lint, wool, cardboard, and dry leaves without getting rats. But if I could get that confirmed with one of you, that would be ideal. Andrew's saying the best way is to try and collect as much as possible and build a heap that hot compost. Most of the time, you will avoid rats or vermin in the heaps as long as they are not sitting rotting too long. Jim Bob's saying he thinks that it really depends. Something that takes a long time to rot down, i.e. certain vegetables that rats can feed on, then obviously they will be living on that. But he thinks that you need stuff that will rot fast. Yeah, the thing is just finding the things that do rot fast. Because obviously for the vegetables, a lot of the vegetables you need do take their time. I don't know. Maybe I will buy a composter because it's saying on here that it's showing a proper composter. So perhaps I will just invest in a composter. But to be honest with you, it's not really going to be cost effective for me. It's just something I'd like to do. Because I hear people going on about how homemade compost is the best, which I can see why. You're adding the best stuff into it, but I've got that many plants, and obviously filling up a polytunnel, I'm going to need a lot of composters to actually make it work. So it would probably just be sort of using it here and there for planting my own vegetables. David Carlisle has to go. Thank you very much, David, for coming along. I really appreciate the support. Yeah, compost rattlesnake for the vermin. Yes, bombs to bushels. Definitely. Hello, Billy. Well, we've been going for, in 2 seconds, it'll be an hour. There we go. We've been going for an hour. 6 people here, 5 likes. Remember to hit the like. I really appreciate it if you can. Leaves are a perfect thing to rot down. However, grass clippings are also quite good. Yeah. Problem is with grass clippings is they do take a while, and they make your compost. Wait, let me just double check. Yeah, they can make your compost really wet, so you probably shouldn't add too much. Oh, you're not Billy. I thought you said you were Billy earlier. Show Hackerman 27. Let me go to the top. When you were here earlier, Show Hackerman, you said you were Billy. French. Okay. Hello, 3 dots, stop Will. Thank you very much for coming along. Remember to hit the like on your way in. So Andrew Fishman saying, layer your heap. Get as much manure, straw, and paper. Layer it from a leaf litter layer, manure layer, straw layer, leaf litter, manure. Fresh green leaf material is good for a heating pile. Cover with tarpaulin. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Show Hackerman. Will, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. However, if you're going to talk about hacking, do you reckon you could perhaps talk about this somewhere else? Oh, you are Billy's friend now, are you? Yeah, lots of trolling. I'm out. Look, we don't tolerate trolling on this channel. If you just don't troll, because there are other people here who are actually trying to watch the stream, and it just ruins it for other people. So Andrew Fishman's saying, turn your pile after a couple of weeks, and then weekly after that. It should rot down in about 6 to 8 weeks. The bigger the pile, the hotter it will get. Okay. So if I make a pile, say today, I'll be able to use it, as compost in roughly 2 months, if I do the method you're saying. So how would you go about that then, Andrew? Would you have a proper built plastic composter, or would you have it on, just sat on a pallet, or would you or do you have like a wire composter? Thank you for your help as well, Andrew Fishman. Really appreciate it. You are an admin, Sonny Jim. Hello, the comedy gamer. Just to warn you, we've already had some trollers here, so I advise you don't troll as well. Yeah, you're an admin, Jim. I don't want to remove anybody from here. However, if you do troll, then we will have to remove you, because we have had some trollers already. So just a warning to anybody thinking of trolling. I only made you an admin a minute ago. I tried to make you one earlier, Jim, but it was saying I couldn't for some reason. Hello, Green Raven. Thank you very much for coming along. How are you? I know normally, Laura, you're watching us in your van or your car or something as you're driving. Hello, my little bit of peace. How are you? Thank you very much for coming along. So, yeah, Bomb Splash was the tumbler type composters. I've been thinking about that because apparently they compost down in no time at all, really. Andrew Fishman's saying if it is well heaped, he usually just heap it and don't worry too much. If you have a corner of a couple fences, you can use them. Well, chat's moving quickly. You can use them to keep the pile compact, but as long as you just keep piling. Okay. At least the car's air conditioned, yeah. So Andrew Fishman's saying stuff back onto the middle of the heap. You can just leave a pile in the yard if you really want to. Yeah, okay. Well, I might give it a go. So we've been going for an hour and 6 minutes now. 7 people here, 6 likes. Please remember to hit the like on your way in. I really appreciate it. So now I've got a few more people in here. What has everybody been up to? If you've already answered, then don't worry about answering again. But for all the new people, Llama64, please don't troll. Thank you. So Andrew Fishman saying compost is the best thing you can use for most plants. A well-made compost is hard to beat. Yeah, definitely. Your own compost is always the best. So Jim Bob's saying this sounds like a really stupid idea, but he thought if he could try some silage to rot, then could try and use that in your compost heap, grass or maize silage. Yeah, definitely. My little bit of piece saying visiting Disney. Oh, very nice. So we've got 7 likes now, which is good. Wet grass is great to get the heap up in a compost pile. Yeah, which park, Linz? Are you in the one in France or Disneyland Paris or the other one, Orlando? I've been to Disneyland Paris, but not the Orlando one. Ah, so you've gone to Disney World Orlando. Yeah, that's definitely the better one out of the 2. So we've got 8 likes now. Thank you to all of my moderators. Just don't troll anybody who's coming on here to troll. I know who you all are as well, so don't think I don't know who you all are. All right, cheers, Jim Bob. See you again. Yeah, so Andrew Fishman's saying you don't want to mat the grass too much so that it become anaerobic, but spread through a heap. Grass clippings are good. Yeah, thanks for coming along, Jim Bob. Really appreciate it. And anybody who doesn't know Jim Bob, feel free to subscribe to him. Brilliant channel. We're trying to get him to 100 subscribers. He's currently, I think, 18 away, so not far. So the Paris park, yeah. Obviously, it's way smaller compared to Orlando, but it's still amazing. Really good. Not much to say about it, really. It is Obviously, I can't really compare it to the Orlando because I've never been, but as far as parks go, it's amazing. It's, I would highly recommend it. I think the trollers have gone now, which is good. I know who they are. They're just people from my school trying to be funny. But it's fine because, I know who they all are. So Lindsay's saying the fight was a bit of a killer. 9 hours. Wow. I think the longest flight I've been on was 4 hours, and that was long enough. That was to Gran Canaria. Yeah, school trolls, monster mushers. I think I scared them off as soon as I said I know who they are. So, Green Raven saying they've pulled over to type. Been working on a pen for the growing chicks and trying to keep bugs off my veg. Yeah, bugs are a pain. I've been having all sorts of trouble with them. The last few days, they've all just suddenly come out, and they've taken over. They're just destroying everything. So, what type of chicks do you have then? Because I'm keeping bantams, but light Sussex bantams and Pekins, 3 black Pekins, and 2 silkies currently. But as to what I was saying earlier about upload times, I think I'll go to perhaps weekly uploads. Yeah, thank you, Linz, or whoever did that. Oh, Bonster Bushels, thank you. And Andrew Fishman. Well, thank you, everybody, to my amazing moderators. I just use there you go. Yeah, everybody who is trolling, I know who you all are, so it's fine, carry on trolling, but I'll just talk to you on Monday about it. It's fine, I can, Silkies are a great little chick, yeah. Plenty of personality, unlike the trolls, definitely. If you're going to be a troll, at least think of something original. So yeah, Billy, Will, all of the other people, I'll see you on Monday. We can talk about the trolling then, can't we? They're mixed breeds. Yeah. The trolls are mixed breeds, yes. Yeah, so we've got annoying trolls and annoying trolls. How many plants do I have, Comedy Gamer? Quite a lot. I don't really keep track anymore. Hello, Southern Banana King. Thanks for coming along. So we've been going for 1 hour and 15 minutes now. We've got 6 people in here, 8 likes. Please remember to hit the like on your way in. Yeah, Lindsay, I am. Yeah. Hello, Bartman. Wonder who you are then. Just a warning for anybody else. Oh, wow. So Southern Banana King saying they're germinating over 200 Sabal minor seeds that they collected locally. Hello, Dan. Thanks for coming along. TJ Temper, I'd like to ask you to put to stop spamming with troll stuff. Thank you. Oh, brilliant. Mouse is frozen. There we go. Your chicken keeps on having fits. Oh, that's not very good. So how are you, Dan? But man, I'm sorry if you're not a troll. However, you are acting like a troll. So sorry if you're not a troll, but I'm just going to assume you are. And if you're not, like I said, I'm very sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm getting all of the trolls today. It amazes me how many accounts people in my school have. Because I know exactly who it is as well. It's like 4 or 5 people. And they have quite a lot of accounts, it seems to me. Yeah, that's the thing. 9 times out of 10, I don't even... Well, I didn't actually tell anybody in my school, to be fair. People just find out over time, you know. Obviously, I told Dan, because Dan's a good friend of mine, and a trustworthy friend who isn't a... You have a strawberry plant, Dan. Nice. So Dan's sort of just getting into gardening a little bit, and you know, people slip up and stuff, or you know, you tell one friend, and then they keep it secret for 10 minutes and tell somebody else. So yeah. Well, to be fair, that's why I didn't upload for a while, was because I was just getting loads of trolls and hate and stuff. Yeah, I know, Pierre. I know you know me from school. Believe it or not, I know you too, so I advise not to troll. Emma Pig saying they got a sunflower. Very nice. So is anybody entering the sunflower challenge? Because I've just been potting my sunflowers up today. Emma Pig saying they're going to win. That's the spirit. Well, thank you, Pierre. I appreciate you coming in. Just don't troll, and then I won't have to remove you. Because I don't want to remove you, but if you give me... Yeah, Linz, yeah. I don't want to remove any of you. However, just don't troll, and then I won't have to. So I've been going for an hour and 20 minutes now. I've got 4 people in here, 9 likes. Yeah, my sunflowers weren't doing too good in the greenhouse. They were just, no matter what I'd, you know, no matter what I did with them, they were just sort of drooping. So I potted them up quite quickly now and stuck them outside. However, they're probably just going to get destroyed by the wind, to be fair. So I don't know how long they'll last. No, me neither, Bombs to Bargels. I don't think I'll win anything at all. No, Emma Pig, we weren't talking about you. We were talking about some of that. We've been having a lot of trolls this live stream, you see. Yeah, I recommend, Dan, if you're going to buy a chicken, buy more than one, at least two. Three is sort of the magic number for chickens. Um, I recommend St. Uni poultry, actually. If you want to get some little bantams, they're the easy ones to look after, and they've got nice eggs. I've just bought some. That's where I got the black pecans from. So I recommend St. Uni poultry if you are thinking of getting them, or Red Roof poultry. They do some good stuff as well. The best way to make them breed, get a cockerel, obviously. Not much more than that. If you want something that's going to go broody a lot, because you need them to go broody unless you're going to hatch them yourself, I recommend you get a silky or several silkies, because they go broody a lot and they're really good mothers. Who have I missed? Small Garden Escape, hello, thank you very much for coming along. Yeah. So Bombster Bush was just saying he could win the most stunted and deformed sunflower. Yeah, that'll probably be mine as well. Mine will be the most shriveled up for no reason sunflower. Yeah, silkies are amazing mothers because they will take. Well, they've taken chicks before now that we had. She was one of our silkies was sat on some eggs, and we had some chicks, and the mother. No, yeah, we had some chicks. Sorry, we tried to get one to take them, and the mother hatched them, but then decided that no, she didn't want them. So in the end, we decided to stick it under the silky, and it worked. So I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. Dan, we try not to go into controversial topics like that. I don't disagree with them, but I'm not a vegan myself, if that's what you mean. However, I do not disagree at all with vegans. You know, you live your life in your own way, I suppose. Have I missed anybody else? Just trying to keep up with the chat. But yeah, so we've been getting a lot of trolls today. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I've missed anybody. If I have missed you, just comment again. Shout at me if you want. So, Dan, if you were to get chickens, what type of chickens would you get then? Would you get bantams? They're the smaller hens. They tend to have smaller eggs, but normal sized yolk. That's the yellow bit, if you don't know. And but the whites tend to be a lot smaller. So if you don't like whites, bantam eggs are perfect. And I just prefer bantam eggs anyway because they're just a lot nicer, I think. And then obviously you've got your larger hens. Depends what you want, really, Dan. If you want something that's going to be good for laying, I recommend Rhode Island Reds. All right. Thank you, Bombster Bushell's Homestead. Really appreciate you coming along, and thanks for your support. You've stayed here, I think, the whole time, actually, so thank you very much. Dan's saying, might get a leg at chicken. Do you mean a look? Oh, leg bar, yeah. Yeah, enjoy your samosa spree, definitely. And again, thanks for coming along. I probably won't be on it for too much longer now because we seem to be getting more trolls than anything else. All right. Yeah, doing a live in a minute. Don't know. I think she's still up shop. So yeah, so I'll go till 1.5 hours. I think that'll be the longest stream I've done, and then I'll head off. How many do you think you'll get then, Dan, if you get leg bars? And have you got a pen for them, or would you be buying one or building one? Dan, you should upload some videos then about chickens if you get them. Chicken videos are very popular. I've got 1 or 2 people who just watch my chicken videos, and which is quite interesting. So if there's any last things anybody wants to say, oh, you're going to get 3, yeah. All right, cheers, my little bit of peace. Thank you very much for coming along. I think everybody else is going now, so like I said, I'll go in a minute or so. Any last things, now's your chance to say them or ask or whatever. But mainly, thank you to everybody who's showed up, apart from the trolls. If you want to do a collab at some point, we could, yeah. Yeah, I don't see why we can't. We could do something on Google Hangouts, which is what I was thinking. But, we'll discuss that in a bit. I'll message you after this. Yeah, Andrew, definitely. There have been a lot of them today. I think, well, normally I either get none or just one, but I've had several this time. Well, I say several, more like 5 or 6. But like I said, I know who all of those are, so perhaps me and Dan can address the issue on Monday. But yeah, so thank you for everybody who came along to the live. Really appreciate the support. And I'll see you in my next video or my next live. Bye for now.